Om Sahara Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastuma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. That is one of the oldest Vedic prayers, where the prayer is that the interaction should be mutually beneficial, mutually enriching, and there should be mutual respect. Without respect, there is no communication. This was a prayer which was chanted every time. The Vedic teachers, pardon, you can't hear me? Every time the Vedic teachers used to have a discussion with their interaction with their students, it would begin with this chanting, one of the oldest Vedic chantings. Let this interaction be fruitful. With that, I begin, and I am over 40, so I use my paper. I go straight into the topic. It was a very exciting topic for me because it's my first interaction with this kind of an audience, where there is an exchange of ideas. Okay. As I can see, you are all trained in methodical thinking and planning how to work out a project, how to successfully bring it to a completion. I'm here to share some thoughts on work. Work is something we all know. We have been doing it from the time we got into this field of serving the society. But some other aspects which is well known to us, I just want to draw your attention to it. When we talk of work, we are talking about success in work. How do I succeed in my project? How do I make my company succeed? Whether it is my own company or I'm working for a company, how do I succeed? It is important to understand that the work has an influence on our life in two dimensions. Let's take this, which is very evident. I have come to this session now. We have all come here. By this very act, today, this world has changed. It may sound like too big a statement, but it is true. Our sitting here now, it has in some way changed us, and through us, this world has changed, because this world is, I am part of this world. When I talk of this universe, I am part of it. I go out, I do some gardening, this world has changed. I write a software code, I do a program, this world has changed. I go, I have a misunderstanding with my family, this world has changed. And when you're interacting with your millennial colleagues, whether it is a rhino or a cheetah, and how you interact with him, the world has changed. Every moment, we are changing this world. We are changing ourselves and we are changing this world. It is a continuous interplay between me and this universe. And suppose I am very cheerful, we were very happy now, we are sharing so many jokes. Yes, this world has changed. The mood here has changed. There is more liveliness. Suppose I am very morose, the world has changed. Swami Vivekananda says, if you have a long face, don't come out of your room, because you have no right to spread that disease. We don't want to see your long faces, because you will be changing the world. Now, these outside changes is very evident to us. We know, sometimes we overlook things we know, just drawing attention to that. Now, there is another dimension, a second dimension which is neglected. It is this: any work that I do, it creates an impact on my inner dimension, in my inner life. Every thought, every feeling, every action, it leaves a mark inside me. Outside I have understood. It leaves a mark inside me, and that mark is called samskara. The word we use is samskara, an impression. Please just dwell on this for a moment. Every thought, every feeling, every action, it is frightening. Sometimes we have nonsense thoughts, nonsense feelings. Everything is leaving a mark on the mind. Every thought is leaving a mark on the mind. It is really frightening if someone goes deep into this, my God, and I don't have any control over my thoughts. And my feelings are being aroused and awakened by all kinds of people for all kinds of reasons. And I am allowing them to control me. And that is affecting me as what I am, who I am. So now I don't see any teenagers here. We are all middle-aged. Do you know when you aged? You don't know when you aged. You don't know when your hair started growing white. But you have aged. You are not college boys. You are not college girls. When did you age? You don't know. Every day it happened. Shankaracharya says, Dinayaminyau sayam prata Chishiravasanto punarayata Kala kridati gacchati ayuhu Tadapina munchati ashavayuhu. Days are coming and going, seasons are coming and going. Everything is changing. My body is changing, my world is changing, but my desires are not going down. Time is going out. Desires are not going out. So this is a change which is happening inside us every moment. Somehow we are so caught up in the outside world and the impact I am creating on the outside world, we forget what is happening to me inside. And that change is so unperceptible. Something physical, my body aging, I cannot perceive, though I have aged. It was not like this 20 years ago. Something physical I cannot perceive, which is happening every day. How will I know something which is happening every moment inside me? And that which is happening inside is more important than what is happening outside. Because it is me, the individual inside, who is defining what is happening outside. It is a loop.
Are not desires the root cause for all the development whatever we have achieved now?
Pardon?
Are not the desires the root cause for all the development whatever we have achieved now?
Yes, desires are not per se wrong. When it is selfish, it is toxic. When it is unselfish, that's what we want. So it's not desires per se. There is no world without desire. There is no creation without desire. The Upanishads say God desired. I am alone, I am feeling bored, let me multiply. So everything begins with a desire. Nothing wrong with desire. It is not a desire per se. It is how it is used and for what it is used. So when I think a thought, or when I have a feeling, especially this emotion, when there is emotion is energy, you see. Thought is also energy, but emotion is a deeper energy. When a thought is suffused with energy, when you scold someone, you simply are scolding so that he gets a little more seriousness. When you start scolding again and again, you don't know that irritation starts building, it becomes anger. Anger is an emotion. And when that thought is surcharged with your emotion, the impression it creates is deeper. And when that impression goes into the subconscious mind, it flew on the conscious mind, I forgot, I scolded him or whatever that was, it was ended. That was in the morning. I thought it is over. It is not over. It has gone into my subconscious mind. It affected the other person, but it has gone into me. That emotion which I awakened in my mind, I entertained in my heart, it has gone into me, into my subconscious mind. And from the subconscious, it comes up. It comes up again next time I see him. Or it comes up again when a similar situation is there, it comes up again. My reaction has already been predetermined by this previous impression which has gone inside. And when it comes up, we have something, a faculty called attention. Attention is like a searchlight. So this samskar, impression which comes up, it forcibly captures this attention. And the person has no freedom other than to think and feel and act as he had done previously. It is his own choice. First time it was a choice. Second time, third time, maybe it was a choice. Very soon it is no longer a choice. He is acting. He says, this is how I am. This is how I am. This is not what it was earlier. At some point of time I made a choice and now it has become, this is what I am. So that is the way a thought, a feeling goes inside and I start thinking, this is what I am. All this question about spirituality is to find out what am I. As Ramana Maharishi would often say, Nan Yar, who am I? Because I think I am so much like this or that. So many identities crowding me out. We have the social identities. You have a group identity now. When you go out of this, again you have another identity. social identities, group identities, and I come, I am a man, I am a woman, I am rich, I am poor, I am high caste, I am low caste, I am educated, I am not educated, I am very high performing, I am not performing. So many identities. Behind them, what am I? Who am I? Now, any pursuit of this, whether it is done in a company or in a ashrama, it is a spiritual activity. I try to understand my human personality. I try to go deeper behind the layers of my personality. One of the Upanishads, Taittiriya Upanishad, it speaks of this human personality as having 5 dimensions. Physical dimension, it is called Annamaya, made from food. Pranamaya, that is the energy dimension. When the prana leaves, that body is called dead body. Behind that prana, there is something called mind, Manomaya. Behind the mind, subtler than the mind, Vijnanamaya, or intellectual. Subtler dimension is Anandamaya, a blissful dimension which is experienced in deep sleep or in deep contemplation. Behind that, the Upanishads Rishis have discovered is my true core identity. And they gave one word for it, they called it consciousness. English word consciousness, they called it Chitta. Sat Chit Ananda or Brahman is another word. Chaitanya is another word. So many words because you cannot define it, it is indefinable. Now, this inner personality, the inner core of my personality, layers of my personality, they are influenced and affected by every work I do. Every thought, every action, every feeling is changing me inside because it is creating an impact inside. This is the samskara. This is a discovery of the Vedic Rishis. They said, take care. You think your work is only having an impact outside in the world, it is having an impact on you, and before you realize, you change. Whatever you think that you will be. You keep a red flower next to a crystal, the crystal shows red color. You put a blue color something there, it shows a blue color. Now you yourself are without qualities. But these are qualities from outside, activities from outside, which will color your inner personality. Now what happens with this? I come to the point there. You all have something called take home. I think your take home is once a month, right? You take home only once a month. In truth, we take home every day. Every day you're taking home something. All of you who are working in your projects, you're taking home every day something, though you are not aware of it. You are not conscious of it. Just a little reflection, you will understand. Yes, I am taking home every day something. What is it? Your monthly take home is decided by your someone giving you this thing. Okay, he is good, very high performing. Give him something more. Maybe your higher managers do that for you. Someone decides how much will be your pay, how much will be your increment. Someone else is deciding for you. But what you take home every day, that is decided by you. As it was told here, it is the attitude which makes the difference there. Every day I am taking home something depending on my attitude. I'll have to interact with people, whether you're in a company or at home, or even in my ashrama. I have to interact with people, and there will be all kinds of people. Because it is not just in your project work. It is the whole universe is a work. The whole society is working. In every project, even you go to a mechanic shop, he will tell, I also have a rhino, I also have a cheetah. You go to your home, they also have people like this. It is human nature we are trying to understand, and how do I interact and work with them to get the best out of him, out of me. So it was about how do you get best out of these millennials. I would just draw attention to yourself now. You have to do that, but you have to think about yourself. In the process of molding this, whomever you are trying to train and get your work done, you are changing as a human being. It is affecting your life. So you see that you have deadlines, you have challenges, and you have friction, and you have success, you have failure, and you have stress. You have stress. Now and then suddenly here a project manager passed away. He was just telling me, one TCS manager suddenly had a heart attack in the office and he passed away. There is only a little degree you can take. Beyond that, it is not possible. You cannot take it beyond that. But why do we do that? We do that because there is something called, in your parlance, you know that, kicking down the ladder, I think. The shareholder or the company CEO, he kicks down the ladder. I want more profit, I want more sales. He kicks down the next. He comes down, next down, next down. So pass it on. Pass the pressure on. I want more. It is like squeezing the life out. In America once, Swamiji was having a talk with someone. Swamiji said, you don't know how to enjoy this world. I have renounced this world, but I know how to enjoy the world. You people don't even know how to enjoy the world. Huh? What? How do you enjoy? I will squeeze the orange to the last drop and enjoy. I know how to take the best out of this world. Swamiji says, when you do that, squeeze to the last drop, you will get only bitterness. You should know how much to squeeze. Beyond that, you will drink only bitterness. That relationship is bitter. And there is nothing left. There is no joy left. And why did you start eating that orange at all? To eat this bitterness? You should know at a point where it is no longer possible. You should not be squeezing it anymore. But no, there is something called greed. Greed is something which can never be quenched. Whether it is my shareholders or my CEO, greed is greed. You give a good name for it, you give a three-piece suit, it is still greed. And it comes down, when you accept it, you cannot ask for peace of mind. Recently, I had a sales manager approach me. He says, there is so much pressure on me from the top management. I have to improve the sales. Please tell me how to have some peace of mind. And sometimes in my job, I have to lie and cheat also. I said, this is like telling, I want to have the cake and also eat it. Please tell me how. There is no such magic. There is no such magic. You can't have both greed and peace together. I'll tell you a story. Sri Ramakrishna used to say this. Once the king's barber, he was shaving the king. He's a very trusted man, you see, because he has a blade at the throat of the king. He's a trusted man. The king saw, my barber looks little unhappy. Maybe the salary should be increased. So appraisal he did. No appraisal. He's the king. He said, increase the salary, double. So barber's salary was doubled. After some weeks and months, he sees that fellow is still morose. And he seems to be losing weight. Then suddenly the king asked, hey, you fellow, have you got the 7 jars of gold? The barber was stunned. My God, how did the king know this? Because if you find anything in the land, it belongs to the king. Now the king knows I have got the 7 jars of gold. What is the story? One day the barber was going home. Suddenly he heard an Acharira Vani, an ethereal voice. Do you want 7 jars of gold? Even now I will say yes. Yes, I want. Then he says, go home. He went to his hut and there his wife shows there are 7 jars of gold. With great anticipation and joy, they opened the jar lid filled with diamonds, precious stones, gold. One after another, 6 jars filled with it. 7th jar when they opened, what heartbreak. It was half filled. Or it was half empty. He would have told half empty. But he promised me 7 jars. And it is half empty. So both husband and wife decided, whatever may happen, we have to fill up this first. This emptiness we cannot tolerate. Let us fill this up. They tightened their belt, reduced their food, and converted money into gold and filled that jar, which was a magical jar. It would never get filled up. It would never get filled up. Then the king told, you fool, you have not understood. It is a magical jar. It will never get filled up. If you want to leave, if you have to want any peace of mind, go return the jars. The barber understood. Oh, you also know this? Yes, I know. That's why I am a king. I never tried to fill up that 7th jar. I used the 6 jars. Why don't you use the 6 jars? Why didn't you use the 6 jars? The voice didn't tell you don't use. If you had only used the 6 jars, you would have been happy. Barber said, this is too much for me. He went and told, take back your jars. He went to his hut, all the jars were gone. There is no peace of mind with greed. But if any management technique teaches that, please teach us also. Because we get many people asking for that. How to be peaceful, how to have happiness, how to go spiritually. And I'm doing a little cheating also, you see. I have to do it for my job. You cannot have that. It won't work like that. So I have joined now, what to do? I have taken this loan. I have bought a flat. I bought a new car. That's what a company does first, I think. They first give you loans, tie you properly, and now say, now I'll squeeze you. Because you cannot go. Because you are bound to me now. You don't have anything. And we have seen repeatedly, I was just seeing the other day, American billionaires interview. Money does not bring happiness. Money does not bring peace. Money does not even give security. Recently, I heard one gentleman, he says he was speaking with someone in Mumbai, and the person was telling, you see, I have to take care of the security of my family. And he says that man has hundreds of crores. With hundreds of crores, the man is worried about his security. Naturally, I have 5 cars, I don't know who will steal what. So I have to be more careful. I have to need 10 more guards. And I know whether the guard is sleeping or really guarding the car. So I'm more worried now. More possessions, more troubles. So this is not something very palatable to people, because they say, no, no, you have left everything, you don't understand what is the problem of the world. So then one of our senior Swami said, no, no, it is not like that. We understand what is the problem, that's why we have left. Then someone asked, I see you Swamis using mobile and other things, so you're enjoying life. Then we have some witty Swamis. So that Swami said, please come join us. We are in Krishnapur. If you think we are enjoying life, why don't you come? And we have bell for everything. From morning rising to night sleeping in our Belumat, 22 bells in our training center. There will be a bell for everything. And there is nobody to threaten you. Today there will not be any cooking. Take me hotel. Nothing like that. There will always be cooking there. And we'll have variety. And I don't have to worry about what will be cooked. Every day I have something nice. So I said, come join. No, it is not good for us. It won't work. Now, what is true success in life? True success in life will mean a balance of these two worlds. Please understand, life is in 2 dimensions. Now, are you all talking? You are all talking. You are talking in your mind. Are you not talking? Do you know the language you used? Not very clear. Whether it was mother tongue Tamil or Hindi or English, you don't know, but you were talking. You are commenting. Enna solra in the song. Yeah. You are accepting, rejecting, adding, commenting. Continuously you are talking in your mind. We do this continuously. We live in 2 worlds. We live in our world inside, we live in the world outside. Outside world, very often, most of us, we do a dikhawa, a show. It is always a show. The dress I wear, the way I talk, the way I carry myself, everything is a show for the world. And when you start doing this for long, you think this is what I am. No, this is not what you are. You are what you are in your bathroom singing. You see yourself? That's what you are. When the moment you step out of the home, you put on an air. Your language changes. The way you speak English changes. I see people, they come back from America 1 or 2 years. Suddenly they start talking English in a very different accent. You were here 30 years, how did you pick up this accent in 2 years? Somehow you think you have to show. It comes automatically. So the outside life is gradually becoming more of the show. It has been like that, now probably it is more. But I want you to think what happens to you inside by what you are doing outside. And true success in life is a balance. I have to be rich outside, I have to be rich inside. I have to be successful outside with my team, I have to be successful inside. If I am not successful inside, what is the use of this external success? I may have a very successful profession. I am a very good project manager, but I am broken inside. Inside I am broken. I have very good business relationships, but you come and ask my family, my brothers, my parents, I don't have good relationship with my own family. But outside you ask in the business, they will tell he is an excellent person, gentleman. Why? I am putting a show outside. And I am the life of any party. But come out of the party, I can't stay with myself. I feel so lonely, meaninglessness. And then again, we have so many possessions outside, but somehow I feel continuous sense of emptiness inside. I need to add more things. I need to add more things. This comes because without understanding, without realizing it, somewhere this work I was doing, the way I was doing, it has changed me inside. It has affected me inside. So this inner success is probably more important than external success, because external things can be taken away like this in a moment. In a moment, external things can be taken away. Nobody can take what I have inside. So it is like an inside-out approach, you see. Inside-out approach says, I change, and through me, I change this world. Because continuously I am changing the world. Let me change positively. I cannot change this world without changing myself. So the Gandhi says, be the change that you want to see in this world. So let me do that myself. If I have to be a project leader, I have to show it in myself first. And that comes with honesty, not with a show. Because Swamiji says, every moment we are influencing each other. Every moment we are influencing each other. Just by sitting here, we are influencing each other. And in this influence, only 1/3 is created by our dress, by our demeanor, and by the language we use, even by the knowledge we show. 2/3 of the influence is created by what we are inside. This is something which is communicated, not through words, by a force called character force. It is a force which goes out. This is something I usually share with the students. You probably already know this, but still I repeat it. Nothing lost in it. When a thought is repeated again and again, you know it is translated into action. And when we repeat an action again and again, it is what we call habits. And a repeated action becomes a habit. And a bundle of habits is what we call character. That's why Swamiji says, never condemn a person. Never condemn a man. Why? He's just a bundle of habits. Change the habits, the man changes. Change him, that is change his habits. How do I change his habits? Change his actions. How do I change his actions? Give him new ways of thinking. So that research lab which was done, they were asked to take up something. It is exactly the same thing that we should be thinking. Swami Vivekananda says, what is life? He has a wonderful definition. Life is the unfoldment and development of a being under circumstances tending to press it down. Life is the unfoldment and development of a being under circumstances tending to press it down. Pressure, stress, it is pressing me down. If I know how to take it, that will unfold my potential. So there was talent there, but they did not want to take the pressure. But when they were given a higher ideal, higher purpose, and that's also my point, immediately there was something manifesting. Education, Swamiji says, is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. It is not that something you give out. You have to help him to manifest his potential. How do I do that? That is my role as a leader. Now, what we would like to have with twofold success is a productive efficiency in the world outside and character efficiency in the world within. Productive efficiency without this character efficiency is no use to me. My company will prosper, but I will suffer. Because when I am not building my inner life, character efficiency is the word I use for that. If I am going to give prosperity at the cost of my character, then what am I working for? To fulfill someone else's greed? He may get a good salary, he may get a good position, and the company may become top for 100 companies, but at the cost of my character. It looks like society is now going like that. We don't care for your character. You give me, deliver the projects for me. So I have to cheat, I have to lie. So somewhere I have to take the call. If I'm forced to do that, how much will I do? How far will I go? There is a point beyond which I will not do it. Company comes, your company comes not before my country. No, company does not come before my country. Why is it we find some of the top CEOs, they have cheated the country? Because the company came more important, became more important, came first to them. Why did company come first? Because it was paying them money. And it was they were selfish. It is my benefit. If I benefit the company, I get benefit. So country, it is a very abstract thing. Why should I think about it? I have to take care of myself. There is one, I saw this Tao, this Landsberg, this thing, Tao of, what was it called? Coaching. Similarly, there was a gang of dacoits in China. This is a story from the Chinese philosopher. The young dacoit, newly recruited dacoit, he asked his leader, please tell me, is there Tao? Tao is in our term dharma. Is there dharma in stealing? Because I have joined your group. You are the project leader. Please tell me, is there dharma in stealing? Then the leader says, pray tell me, is there any activity which there is no dharma? There is dharma in everything. But dharma in stealing, how can it be? He explains like this. You see, dharma in stealing is like this. First is the wisdom of locating the booty. I have to first locate the booty. Second, insight. Insight required to calculate the chances of success. Third, courage. Courage to go inside first. Fourth, heroism to come out last. Fifth, justice to share the spoils equally among all the dacoits. So there is dharma in this. There never was a successful thief without these five qualities. There is dharma in stealing also. We believed in this. You probably, if you have heard about the Thuggy system, you will know we had thousands of people who would kill in the name of religion until they were exterminated. They were called Thuggis some 150 years ago. They were very decent people, village headmen also. They were into industry, in village industry. But come one season, they would become dacoits, well-dressed dacoits. We have them now also in companies and other places. But earlier they used to go differently. So what we need is productive efficiency outside, character efficiency inside. And this, when it is done, it becomes yoga. Krishna says, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, yoga is what? Karma sukhaushalam. Efficiency in work. Success means efficiency. Efficiency in work, both inside and outside, because I have two lives. I live inside, I live outside. If I don't take care of this inner life, I will need continuous engagement outside. You will see people, you cannot sit silent for half an hour. Sometimes we see some people come to sit in ashram, some peace of mind will be there in ashram. They come, but they'll start looking into their mobile, and they do looking around like this. They can't stay with themselves. They feel, I'm feeling bored, what to do? And they start dreaming, or they start sleeping. They'll sit for meditation, within 5 minutes they're drowsing. Because I cannot, that inner life is so poor. It is so poor. Outside, I can talk for 1 hour, 2 hours. But silence, how can I keep silence? That doesn't make any sense to me, it doesn't make any meaning. And I feel bored because I can't stay with myself. That person has neglected his inner life. Now the challenge is how to integrate these two fields. The external productive efficiency, the inner character efficiency. We want both. We want maximum number of people to harmonize these two fields. Inner character, external productive efficiency. How do I do that? I'll be touching the points which was said earlier. There are three ways, mainly three ways in which we can work. The first one is what we call career or profession. When someone takes this up, his motive is, you see, I need to earn money, so I'm doing this work. And I'm getting a salary. I'm not cheating. I'm doing this work to earn my money. Now, that may be a skilled person or unskilled person. He's doing some work and he says, in return, I need some money. That is a routine work. It is a professional work. In the sense, there is a sense of progression. And the progression is in terms of promotion, salary, more emoluments. So someone looks at a job like this, he's happy to do that. As long as you give me, I'll keep delivering it to you. It is an exchange system. That's all. A little better than this is what the word was used, contribution. I work to contribute. I work to contribute. The profession is the same profession as the other person is doing, but the intention behind is to contribute something. You see, I like this field. I like this field and I want to contribute something. When the moment the thought of contributing comes, immediately there is a change in the way the person connects with the work. The inner connection changes. Earlier also he was talking and connecting, but when he is thinking of contributing, the whole dimension changes. The connection is in a different level. And what is the motive when a person is talking of contribution? Creativity. Creativity is the basic urge of human mankind. Any living being, creativity is the basic urge. Most people live at the physical level, creativity. At the physical level, do some creation. There are people like you, educated, who raise it to the mental level. At the physical level is an animal level. They raise it to the mental level. Now at the mental level, how do I create? That's why society always tries to promote art, culture. More you promote art and culture, the man or the individual or the whole group or society is rising above the physical level. If you don't raise them, they will live like animals. They will live like animals. And animals are not very safe to live with. So you raise that group's level through culture and art to something that creativity is raised at a higher level. Now this level is the level of contribution. I am contributing something to this project, something unique. And it is my contribution. I take pride in that. Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. For religion, Swamiji says, it is a manifestation of the divinity already in man. The Vedantic idea is nothing comes from outside. Everything is inside you. You have to manifest it. If you only know how to manifest it, then you are progressing. And contribution is one key which will help me to manifest more potential. Life is the unfoldment and development of a being under circumstances tending to press it down. If I have the motive of contribution, this pressure, this stress will not pull me, it will not swallow me. It will help me to manifest more. And how do I deal with other people? That also will become interesting. One idea which I can share with you is, one of our presidents, when he was asked to address, just at a short notice, the oil refinery, Digba oil refinery in Assam, there he gave this idea. Each one of us, we have to become a refinery, especially leaders like you, industry leaders, project leaders like you, we have to become a refinery. What do I mean? What does a refinery do? It takes crude oil, it refines it, it gives me more useful products. Now, if I become a refinery, this person misbehaved with me, he did not listen to me, he did not do the things I delegated to him, I am angry with him, or something, some negativity is coming. I will digest it, I will give back something positive. That is a refinery. A mother does it automatically. That's why Matru Devo Bhava. She doesn't learn this. Something happens inside. The child will beat her, shout at her, throw tantrums, break whatever she likes. She may beat for a moment. Next moment, she replaces it with intense love. So this refining thing, if we can pick it up, yes, my staff or my juniors, they will give something negative. There's nothing, something lacking in them. I will digest it. I will continuously motivate them. This power of digestion, it is not suppression, mind you. It is a refinement. Now you are angry with him, but you put a corrugate smile. It is not going to help. And that stress will go inside, and physically BP or sugar, something will come. I will digest that negativity with an attitude, with a framework which is a different framework. I won't have the time to go detail into that. We all enter this world with frameworks. You are seeing me in your framework, your cultural framework, your family framework. You, all of you, you are listening to this with your own framework. Each of you will have a different take home today from this session, both the sessions. Why is it different? Because you came with your framework. We all work with a framework. You cannot think out of your framework. And that framework is like a scaffold built into my mind. How? Right from my childhood. My culture, my religion, my family tradition, everything built a scaffold. One after another, they added. And through my education, I picked up some. Through my friends, I picked up some. Through the media, much of which is gutter, I picked up some. And that scaffold is filtering what I see, what I perceive from outside. It is distorting what I see. I can never see a thing as it is. I see it as I am. And what am I? I am these values, so-called values. I am these attitudes which are built into my system, which I think I am this. This is what I am. A spiritual quest is to break these scaffolds. It requires tremendous courage. It requires tremendous courage to break this scaffold. Nothing is sacred there. The whole universe is sacred, but not these scaffolds which are imposed into me right from my childhood. The Vedic rishis were brave. They said, we have to go beyond Vedas. Hare, Vedas is your sacred text. Go beyond the Vedas. Vedas are just like a roadmap. They are not final. They are not final. Vedas are not final. Swami Vivekananda says, if you put all the religious literature in this world of all the religions, only the first few pages of the book of religion has been written. Only the first few pages of the book of religion has been written if you put all the scriptures into it. So much more is to be discovered. When you say science is still discovering, why do you say the spiritual science has finished everything? It is illogical. So science is still discovering, but inner science we have finished discovering. Nobody can say that. It is infinite. Infinite. So Swamiji says, I wish every man had his own religion. You're talking about 5 religions. I wish every human being had his own religion. Why? Each one of us, we can connect with the truth. I am like a cell in a human system. This cell can connect with the truth in the body. Similarly, I can connect with the truth. The truth is both inside and outside. It is a two-dimensional world. In the sense, I live in the physical world, I live in my internal world, and I have to discover the truth, which can be done by going inside. I may go to Mount Kailas, I may go to Amarnath Yatra. It will be an adventure, some money will be spent, nothing much will happen. I may lose some weight. Nothing much in it. Because I come back soon in the same way. The real journey is to go inside. And in this journey of going inside, I don't have to withdraw from my work. The work I am doing can be converted into a spiritual activity. In the complete works of Swami Vivekananda, which is in 9 volumes, his Irish-English disciple Nivedita, she wrote the introduction. She writes, Swamiji came to erase this demarcation between secular and sacred. How many of you see your job in the office as a sacred job? Anyone who thinks when you're working there it is a sacred activity? Very few. We think sacred activity is going to temple, going to ashram. Okay, we'll come to Ramakrishna ashram. A good sacred activity. Then much part of your life, where are you spending? Morning 10 to 5, and you at home also you bring your projects. So you are spending your life in a very secular, useless, you know it is not clean. And you are going to give your whole life for that. In exchange for what? In exchange for some concrete building and 2-3 cars? What a poor exchange it is. That place where I am working, it has to become a spiritual activity. Now it is gaining more popularity, spirituality in workplace. How do I convert my every action into a spiritual action? One method is I become a refinery. Second, I hold on to some level, at least to some degree, I hold on to truth. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, Kali Yuge tapasya is satya. Being truthful is the tapasya in Kali Yuga. Olden days, you see all our TV serials, the Rishi will be standing like this, or maybe on one leg also. That may be for the past. Now, real tapasya is being truthful. How many of you lie? Not a good question, okay. Almost everyone here, including me, we lie. Outside, little, not much. Not black lie, we call it white lie. Okay? But we always, almost, I am sure every one of us, we lie to ourselves. We lie to ourselves more than we lie to others. You please reflect deeply how many times we lie to ourselves. We call it excuse. It is a mild term for lying because we don't want to call ourselves liars. Some excuse. And we have valid reasons for it. We'll go on defending those things, but we are lying to ourselves. Now, this inner dimension of my personality, which is affected by my every work done outside, I just want to draw your attention to that. How do I do that? First one we saw this as a career, as a contribution. This contribution is a higher level of working because the person has developed a contributor personality. It is called contributor personality. There is one organization called Illumine Knowledge Catalysts. We have tied up on our ashrama in Rajkot. We have come up with a book called Contributor Personality. It is a compulsory textbook in 600 polytechnic colleges in Gujarat. Just trying to teach them how does a contributor think, how does a non-contributor think. A situation is given. In that situation, how does a contributor think, how does a non-contributor think. Now, what do you want? This is the ideal way to think. Why? Because you will be taking home something every day. Be aware of that. This will be a very good take home. What you take home every day is affecting your family, your children. Whether you know it or not, you are taking home every day. Is it a good take home or a bad take home? It is changing you, it is changing your family. What do you want to take them? Something good? Now, how do I do that? This work I cannot escape. Pressures I cannot escape. Deadlines I cannot escape. So, I can change my attitude towards work. Instead of seeing it as a profession, as a career, I will see it as a contribution. It is my contribution to this field. And there is a point where I say, no, I absorb the pressure. The top fellow kicked me. I will not kick the below fellow. I say, I absorb it. I absorb that negativity. I will not pass it on. someone junior to me, someone next to me, my colleagues, I will not pass it on. I become a refinery. If each one of us, if we decide we will become a refinery, the whole workplace will change. It will transform. There will be no negativity. I want to be a refinery. And Jesus says, forgive your neighbor. Why? Why should I forgive? Because if you don't forgive, that negativity will come back to you. I have to understand my interconnectedness with this whole universe. Now there is a higher purpose, third level of working. That is called living for a purpose. Why am I working? I have a purpose in this work. I have one student. I was in a residential college for around 9 years in Calcutta. One chemistry student, he is now doing his research in MIT, America. But he has gone into a different field. I asked him why. Why did you change your field into this from pure chemistry? He says, my mother has cancer and I am determined to find a cure for cancer. That is what I do in my life. Now there is a purpose. Whatever pressure, he says tremendous pressure in MIT, but he is able to absorb it. How is he doing it? Because there is a higher purpose for which he is doing that. And that purpose is, I want to do something which will do good to the society. I see my connection with society, I do good to society. The moment I give something out which is noble, which is unselfish, immediately my inner dimension is purified. Something ennobling, something purifying happens inside. My inner talents start manifesting. I don't have to take any more pressure from outside. It automatically comes. The moment those 3 or 4 boys were told, you are responsible for this. Responsibility is something which brings out the best in any human being. Give a responsibility, something which he can bear, not a distress. It is called eustress. So give something which he can handle, you will see how he will manifest. So this inner dimension, if you can just keep in mind, every day when you go to your job, when you're interacting with your colleagues, just keep in mind, yes, I am changing myself by my interaction with my colleagues. There was sculptors, a group of sculptors, they were having a meeting, discussion. One sculptor told, you see, I am engaged in stone cutting because I'm a poor man, I get some money when I do this stone cutting work. There was another stone cutter. He said, you see, I am working here because I want to show my skill. What a good stone cutter I am. I will do this image, people will know that I am a great stone cutter. There was a third stone cutter. He said, you see, I want to build the most beautiful temple. That's why I am working here. All 3 are working, all 3 are skilled, but the purpose for which they are working is different. The reason why you are working should not be just for earning a promotion or money. You are contributing to the society. How do I do that? That is what you have been learning, so many techniques to do that. I will guide you now through a 15 minutes of guided meditation. It is a very simple method. You won't have to believe in anything. I will guide you through 4 steps. First, I'll draw your attention to the body. Second, to your breathing. 2 stages where I'll ask you to concentrate. Swami Vivekananda says we have to develop 2 powers. One is the power of concentration, another is the power of detachment. Without this power of detachment, concentration can be very, very detrimental to health. Because so many times we concentrate and we are unable to detach and we suffer for it. 2 powers, concentration and detachment. So first stage, I will ask you to concentrate on body. Second, on breathing. Why breathing? Because there is a direct connection between breathing and thinking. Whenever you have been excited by fear, anger, lust, you will see your breathing becomes rapid and shallow. Our rishis discovered this. They said, oh, thinking is affecting breathing. That means through breathing we can control thinking. This is called reverse engineering. And it is the science of pranayama. Pranayama is that I control breathing so that I can control my thinking. It is a higher dimension of my personality, you see. Breathing is energy. Thinking is a higher dimension, more subtler. And through breath, I control this thinking. So I will ask you to witness, observe, concentrate on your breath, each breath. If you find it difficult, you can count reverse, say from 16 to 1. If you are not concentrated, by the time you come to 8 or 9, you will say 8 or 9. You know you are not concentrated. For now, you continue. Later, when you practice, Get your concentration to that level that you will not miss a single count. Each one. Deep breathing. You should breathe into your stomach, and when you breathe out, tuck in your stomach. Third stage, I will ask you to practice detachment. I'll ask you to look into your mind. I'll give you some suggestions. Please just simply follow that. It is your learning to detach the power of the mind. Concentration 2 level, third level is detachment. But you cannot leave your mind detached to fly in the sky. So I'll ask you to concentrate in the heart. Heart is not the physical heart. There are some chakras called Shat chakra. This is the Anahata chakra. Some people also teach to concentrate here. We don't recommend that because concentration here is easier, but it is dangerous also. When you want to hypnotize, nobody hypnotizes at the stomach. You find anyone, they hypnotize here. Why? This is the seat of the mind. And you keep your kumkum. Now all sticky picky is here. Actually, it is supposed to be here. You keep your vibhuti here. Why? Because this is the seat of the mind. You don't want people to control you. You have this archana done and you hope that is a sacred thing, basma or vibhuti or kumkum. You keep it here because you want to protect yourself from the negative oral energy which comes into you. This is the seat of the mind. Now, concentration here, this chest where you feel the emotion. Imagine a lotus. I'll ask you to visualize any form of God if you believe in God, or just a light, golden light, and stay there. Please sit straight. Sit straight. Please perfect breathing also. Please sit straight. Keep your palms on your lap. Please keep your palms on your lap. Main thing is be comfortable. Comfortable sitting straight. And second thing, don't move. Try not to move. Try not to move. Next 15 minutes, try not to move. It will be a challenge. And close your eyes. Close your eyes. Back, neck, head in a straight line. Palm on your lap. Close your eyes. Now concentrate on your body. Start from your feet. Feel the soles of your feet. Ankles. Calf muscles. Relax the calf muscles. Knees. Thighs. Feel. Relax your waist. Stomach. Chest. Feel from inside. Relax your shoulders. Arms. Right hand. Left hand. Feel your palms. Fingers. Feel your whole back. Neck. Face. Relax your eyebrows. Feel your body from inside. Feel the stillness of your body. Feel from head to foot. Be aware of your whole body. Now observe your breathing. Watch your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe into your stomach. Gently tuck in your stomach as you breathe out. Watch every breath. Deep, rhythmic breathing. Feel the air as it crosses your nostrils. Concentrate. Be one with your breathing. You are watching your breathing. Follow the air as it comes in. Follow the air as it goes out. Be awake. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe into your stomach. Now look into your mind. See what is happening there. You are watching your mind. Mind is a bundle of thoughts. Thoughts and a voice. Images and a voice. Allow the images to float. Do not touch them. Let them flow. Be a still witness. Awake, still watching the mind. You are the still witness. If images come, look in. See where the thoughts are coming from. Look inside. Seek the source of the thoughts. You are a witness, a still witness. Now listen to the voice in the mind. There is a voice talking. Listen to the voice. Be a silent witness. Be aware. Be awake. Be silent. You are listening to the voice in the mind. It is talking. Be a detached, silent listener. Be awake. Be aware. Be silent. Be still. Find out where the voice is coming from. You are separate from the voice. Witness. Witness the voice. Witness the thoughts. Your awareness, still, silent, watching the mind. Now be aware of yourself. Who is watching? Who am I? Simply be aware of this awareness, which is still, which is silent. Now, in the center of your heart, visualize a lotus. Visualize a lotus shedding golden light. See your God seated on the lotus, smiling at you graciously. Visualize, hold the feet of God, surrender yourself, offer your prayers. Stay in the presence of the Lord. Now, with the peace that you feel inside, pray for others. Pray for your family, your friends. Those who need your help, pray for them. Send out thoughts. Send out your prayers. Be peaceful. Be happy. Be noble. Be strong. Send out these thoughts. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Gently open your eyes. This is a very simple but effective process of meditation. The first three steps is not actually meditation. It is what we call pratyahara. Pratyahara is withdrawing the mind which is going around. And how do I withdraw? I withdraw it first on my body, which is roaming around this world. Sitting here, it will be roaming in America. I bring the mind first onto my body, then onto my breathing, which is closer to me, then into my mind, and finally, in the fourth stage, where you concentrate in the heart, where you visualize the form of God or the light of God, that is when your meditation begins. The first three steps are just a beginning. What finally you are doing in the last step, that is what is meditation. It is also relaxing. As some of you felt, you probably slept. It is refreshing. It relaxes the body and mind. If you can do this every day, morning and evening, I don't know, if not evening, at least in the morning, before you leave home, if necessary, before you leave your bed, just wash your face, come back, sit 20 minutes. 20 minutes, if you can do this, within few months, you will see there will be a change, perceptible change in the way you interact with people, the way you see this world, and the other people around you, your family, your colleagues, they will also notice. There will be a change in the way you do. You will start becoming less of a reactive man, more of a response man. Because reaction comes so quickly. It is reaction. It is not going inside. It is stock replies decided by my samskars. Every time I take a point, I take a minute to respond, I am not getting caught in my samskars, my previous attitudes, my previous responses. I am saying this is a new person, new situation. I don't have to use the old stock answer. Let me respond to this. When I do that, immediately I am changing myself. I am becoming a refinery. And I am changing not just this world, I am changing myself in a beneficial way. Because unless I am positively changed inside, I cannot do anything really positive outside. I give outside what I am inside. Other things are simply farce. It is a false notion, it is an illusion that I can do good to the world. I cannot do good to the world. I only have to change myself. When I change myself, I have changed this world. That's what we have to focus on. It is all high-five. A Buddha comes, a Krishna comes, a Rama comes, a Ramakrishna comes, a Gandhi comes. World is as it is. It doesn't change. All I have to do is I change myself. When I change myself, that much of the world has changed. That is our responsibility. The Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission, which was established by Swami Vivekananda, for this very purpose. He gave the motto as Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitaya Cha. Before Swami Vivekananda, the idea was if you want to practice spirituality, if you want to realize God, you have to come away from society. Society is very bad, Maya. So go to a forest, go to a mountain cave, sit and do your japa. But the Upanishads, final statement of the Upanishad is that this universe is one consciousness. Anyone in the field of physics will know now, cutting edge research in theoretical physics is in two fields, consciousness, energy. Two fields physics is researching, theoretical physics. What is consciousness? What is energy? Anywhere you go, these two fields they are trying to explore. This is exactly what the Upanishadic rishis did. They called consciousness as Chaitanya or Brahman. Energy, they called it as Shakti. Consciousness and energy are inseparable. Brahman and Shakti are inseparable. I am part of that. So this bigger framework of the whole universe, when I understand and embrace, immediately my life is transformed. My participation in this life, it becomes at a higher, deeper level. And the joy and the satisfaction and the peace that comes, it is not affected by any stress which comes from the work, because I will have the power to digest it. Each one of us, we have a threshold, pain threshold. Like that, similarly, each one of us, we have a threshold of stress. It is only the power of digestion. And a bigger framework which helps me to see how I am changing myself through my work will help me to be more contributing to my own colleagues, to my society. So Ramakrishna Math Mission, Swamiji said, is for this purpose. You want to realize the highest truth, Atmano Mokshartham, to realize your truth. It is called God realization or self-realization. Both are same. Self-realization, God realization, both are same. It is only two different ways. And that along with service to society. Jagat Hitaya. With this motive, it started. The second center, biggest center, important center for this order is Chennai. We have a center in Mylapore. We have over 10 schools here. We have over 600 schools and colleges across the world in India. 152 centers in India, some 40 centers abroad, around 1,800 sannyasis, brahmacharis and sannyasis, with this ideal. I will pursue the truth, and we are unique in this sense. We position ourselves at the intersection of modernity and tradition. We belong to the Dashanami Sampradaya, Shankaracharya's Dashanami Sampradaya. But all castes of Hindus, it is not a one caste, it is not a one community. Anyone can join. And you don't know whether I am a Muslim or a Christian. We don't convert. Because Upanishadic statement says, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Truth is one, wise people call it by various names. We don't think that anyone should be converted. You love God in any way you want. So we accept Muslims are there, Christians are there, Hindus of every caste and community are here. So it is accepting people where they are. If you accept this ideal that you want to realize truth, simultaneously you want to serve society, then join. So one such activity that Swamiji envisioned was starting a magazine. In 1895, he went to America in 1893, as some of you probably will know. In Chicago Parliament of Religions, he gave that famous lecture, and he burst upon this world. He went from Chennai. It was people in Chennai who raised money for him, and some kings, but mainly it was the disciples of Madras who sent him to America. And when he came back, he came here. He stayed in the ice house. It is on Marina Beach. The room where he stayed, it is now preserved as a meditation room. It is called Vivekananda House. And this guided meditation I conduct there for 1 hour every Saturday, 7 to 8. Anyone interested, you can come there. One of the things Swamiji started, even then, 1895, he sent $100 to start a magazine. He called it Brahmavadin. He said, we have to spread these thoughts, ideas. This is not fundamentalist, this is not narrow-minded. This is the Upanishadic message. Truth is one, wise people speak of it in various names. Spread this message. Wherever you are, from there you progress. Now that magazine later, it was renamed as the Vedanta Kesari, of which I am now currently serving as editor. I think some of you have picked up your free complimentary copies. Now from January, we are bringing out in a new way, because I thought I should reach out to the youth. So you probably have these millennials. I don't know if they can be classified as youth. We have started a blog called Vivekananda Way. Once in a while I get to meet these youngsters, even your IT people. They have so many questions, so many problems. I said, then let us have a blog, a youth section, where we will answer their questions. So with that purpose, we are reinventing this magazine. So I request your ideas, because you're all project managers. And you will have the email in the magazine. That is a old copy we have given free. The January one, anyone subscribing, you can please collect that magazine. It will also help us to spread the message, and I'll be very happy to receive any ideas that you can share. With this previous talk, I'm sure I'll pick up something from it, because that's what intelligence really means. Wherever I go, I have to learn something. Sri Ramakrishna would say, Yavat Bachi, Tavat Siki. Anyone Bengali here? Okay. Yavat bachi tavat siki. As long as I live, so long do I learn. You repeatedly tell that. If you see now UNESCO 21st century education, one of the pillars is learning for life. Learning for life. As long as I live, so long do I learn. So I am sure I'll have many things to learn from you. If you can give me any feedback, how I could reach out to more people, especially the youth, because that's what your previous talk medium also was talking about that. How do we connect with them? How do we connect with my younger generation? Every generation thinks they were better than this younger generation. Every generation. You go to Socrates, he tells these youth are losing respect. Socrates, right, 2500 years ago, that man says youth are losing respect. You go to Purandaradasa, he has a song where he says the youth are all going bad. They are losing all moral values. Purandaradasa, for 300 years ago, he says this. 100 years ago, it is recorded in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Vivekananda says the youth are going bad. They go to bad places. They are all losing values. 100 years ago, they were losing values. You will tell when we were in college, as you said, as though you were very good and these are all very bad. The same people, these who are now who are your called millennials, and another 30 years they'll have a meeting like this, and they will tell, this next whatever name they give them, maybe there will be a name for that next coming. So when we were there, they'll say how to motivate these fellows now. Yeah. Everyone thinks I was better off than the younger generation. I used to respect my father more than this fellow does me. There is a continuous change. But then the world has not come to dogs. The world has improving. As I said, there is a progress. There is certainly a progress in this world. Only thing, each one of us, if we can take up this responsibility of saying, I'll be little unselfish. It is called enlightened selfishness. With that I close. Enlightened selfishness says, I and you. I and you. Always. It is not just me. I and you. You are project managers. I and you. Together we'll progress in this company. I and you. As you continue to do that, I and you, somewhere you will progress to a level where you say, you and me, you comes first, you and me. As you grow senior, you will say, you and me. You further progress, you will say, you. That me is left. That me is left out. It is you. That is why Matru Devo Bhava. She is the one who automatically, naturally says you to her child. If she can expand it to include other children, she becomes universal mother. Now, this is the ideal we have in front of us. Enlightened selfishness. Let us begin with that enlightened selfishness, and God willing, progress to pure unselfishness, which is what Karma Yoga is all about. Thank you, Sri Ramakrishna.
Thank you so much, Swamiji, for enlightening all of us. It's been I don't have any words, but thank you so much for making our morning so blessed. I now request Prasanna, President, PMI Chennai, to felicitate Swamiji with a memento.